Hi everyone. Welcome to Just Conversations with Faheem B. Today I have with me a very special guest, Vanika Sangtani. She is an entrepreneur, she's a traveler and a very famous storyteller. So I have a lot to talk about this podcast, right? But first let's just talk to her a bit. Hi Vanika, how are you?
Hi, Fahim. I'm really great. How are you?
I'm just doing very fine and I'm really happy you're here. Abhi, see, it's in me and I want to talk about this a bit. That how did this podcast happen to be? So I'm sitting, it's late, uh, I'm on my Instagram and I see your post. है ना? So I'm like, okay, let's just try. So I ring you up and I say, कि, क्या चल रहा है? Have you been seeing this podcast or what? You said, हाँ, I've been seeing a bit lately. तो मैंने कहा कि, what do you think? Can we make it happen? And what did you say?
I was like, what the hell? I am coming to Kashmir for a shoot in a few days. And if this isn't magic, coincidence, whatever you call it, then what is?
राइट सो इस पॉडकास्ट का हमने नाम दिया है कि टू पॉसिबिलिटीज एंड बियॉन्ड राइट बिकॉज sometimes it all just works in a snap right. I literally got in touch with your team, we all made it happen and boom, you're here. So that's so cool. But there I was confused. What is this connection all about? In one of my pods I said that whatever you say in this world it gets heard. And I really wanted you to be here on this pod, and it happened. You were in Goa, I think.
Yes, I
Perfect.
was.
So, what do you think about connections?
Um, it has always worked. एज इन कि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब हम बोलते हैं कुछ अपने दिल में तो देर इज दिस फोर्स दैट इज लिसनिंग टू अस कॉन्स्टेंटली. इट जस्ट वी नीड टू से इट आउट लाउड एंड क्लियर. अगर हमें पता ही नहीं है कि हम क्या चाहते हैं तो हमें मिलेगा कैसे? So you need to ask for it.
But here, I have a question for you. I mean, obviously, to each its own, but I want you to explain your bit. Like, when you said that you need to say it loud and clear, how do you deal with this? Like, how do you say it?
So recently it has been happening. जैसे कि पिछले साल when I was sitting and I saw this influencer posting a reel from Kashmir in autumn. I was like मुझे जाना है. And I said it कि मुझे autumn में जाना है, कश्मीर जाना है.
Right.
And this year since the beginning I wanted to, but it couldn't happen and there was no plan.
Right.
I was also in Goa hosting a group of people. और वहाँ पे अचानक से मुझे किसी का कॉल आता है कि हाय वनिका, वी थिंक योर प्रोफाइल परफेक्टली सूट्स दिस वीडियो दैट यू आर शूटिंग, आर यू अवेलेबल? The shoot will be in Kashmir. I did not hear anything else. I just heard the shoot will be in Kashmir, and I was like, I want to be there no matter what it takes. It just felt like I got a gift that I had asked for, and I did not want to waste a second, like accepting it with like my open arms.
Right. Since you said you hosted a group of people, I do want to talk about it a bit. What is Pink Experience?
So Pink experiences started in 2021. हुआ ये था कि आई वॉज इन जयपुर, कोविड का टाइम चल रहा था. और एक बार क्या होता है ना कि जब हम घर से निकल जाते हैं फॉर स्टडीज़, आई हैड स्टडीड इन बॉम्बे, तो हम वापस जब घर चले जाते हैं तो हम ये नहीं भूल पाते कि हम घर से निकल कर कहाँ चले गए थे. हमारी लाइफस्टाइल बदल जाती है. And it was very difficult for me to settle in like for a very long run at like in my hometown. So I was very confused. और तब मैंने एक जॉब के लिए अप्लाई किया जयपुर में, विच वॉज ऑफ रेडियो मिर्ची, एंड आई गॉट इन. 2 महीने के इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस के बाद मुझे वो मिल गया. आई थॉट कि अब जॉब मिल गया है तो अब ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं मिलेगा घूमने का, तो आई जस्ट गो टू बीर और वहाँ पर मैं घूम कर आ जाऊँगी 2 दिन में.
Beer is in Himachal.
बीर इज़ इन हिमाचल.
Right.
तो मैं घूम कर आ जाऊँगी. मैं पहले दिन वहाँ पर गई, मैं बहुत सारे लोगों से मिली और हर किसी की कहानी इतनी इंस्पायरिंग थी. देयर वर आर्टिस्ट हु वर पेंटिंग इन द माउंटेन, देयर वर पीपल हु हैड स्टार्टेड कैफे देयर. तो उन सब की बातें सुन के आई गॉट रियली इंस्पायर्ड. और रात को जब मैं बैठकर ऐसे तारे देख रही थी, एकदम फुल ड्रामेटिक मोमेंट, आई जस्ट फेल्ट लाइक आई डिड नॉट वेट फॉर वीकेंड्स टू डू दिस. आई वांटेड टू ट्रैवल द वर्ल्ड. द जॉब दैट आई वांटेड टू टेक वाज माय ड्रीम जॉब सिंस द बिगिनिंग. मतलब मैं बचपन से रेडियो जॉकी बनना चाहती थी, लेकिन एट दिस मोमेंट इट फेल्ट लाइक आई हैड टू लेट गो ऑफ दिस ड्रीम and I had to take what the universe is offering me now.
And when you sit up in the stars, I mean, it always has an impact. I think
Yeah.
so. You know, there's this saying that in my favorite book, when I used to be a kid, I explored this book called The Fault in Our Stars. And he said that when they invented wine, he shouted to his wife that, "Come quickly, I think I'm tasting the stars." And that line was always in my head. Like it never, that line, "Come quickly, I'm tasting the stars." I mean, wow. Because I feel like sun sees your body, stars see your soul. At
Hmm.
night, it's a magical moment.
Yeah.
You feel like कि suddenly out of all the chaos of the day, it all shuts down and everything goes black and these white spots come out like a hope. And they're there. And then plus, like for humans, there is coffee. स्टार्स के लिए मुझे लगता है म्यूजिक एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है. व्हेन यू प्ले योर फेवरेट सॉन्ग, यू लुक एट द स्टार्स, इट calms you down.
Yes. True.
Now, if we get to some other topics now, because I feel like there is so much to talk about stars, but then we have to talk about other
Hmm.
things, right? So you founded your company in 2021, right?
Yes.
And I mean, how does somebody, obviously, like you are a decision maker, you have taken that part of control in your life, which is a very important thing, right? And the hardest thing. But I'm sure that at the end of the day, see, I dropped out when I was 17 years old from my college, and I went on writing a book and then starting a publishing house. It worked out well for me, but हाँ, ये था कि my parents did not speak to me for 6 months straight, and that was okay. That was okay because I could live with that. I did not live with it back then because I was young. मुझे लगा था ये क्या कर रहे हैं, but I could live with it now कि मुझे पता है क्यों कर रहे थे, because they are genuinely concerned. How do you go about convincing your parents of taking up this because see, again, if you're talking about radio jockey in Bombay, it's a stable job. It's not a private job, it's a very stable job. You make your own connections, although you would not be able to really use them for your own benefit, but then you do make a lot of connections, है ना? So, and as you said, it was your dream job. So what does it take to leave a dream and then go after something that is obviously very uncertain, right? Startups are uncertain. They boil your blood, they burn your nights, they make you sad, you're alone. Sometimes even your own people will go against you, and that's okay. And then, like, startups are weird, right? ऐसा बोलूं मैं तो, if 99.9% things are going wrong and your whole team comes to you, or you sometimes tell yourself that this is going wrong, as a founder you would tell yourself 0.1% is right, will make it happen. Right? Startup life is like that. It's full of hopes and aspirations. But what it took for you to convince yourself first, your family, and your caring ones, to that I do want to pursue this. So what was that journey like?
I think I truly believe that I never took these decisions. They came to me. But I chose to accept them. As in, like, for me, I wanted to be an RJ, and I like that also I chose. मैं कोई और job भी कर सकती थी, but I wanted to do that. Similarly, when I was in grade 11, I wanted to do law. So 2 years I studied really hard. बहुत मेहनत की मैंने. And then finally when I got in a law college, तब मुझे वो नहीं करना था. But that process of choosing कि हाँ मुझे law की पढ़ाई करनी है, then like learning it for 2 years has really made me who I am, because it developed my reasoning, my logical thinking, all of it I've got from there. So similarly, when I work, like I was training for the RJ job, that time also I got to live my dream. I got to learn from it a lot. So I just felt like in that moment I had that part of that particular thing in my life had ended. So now I had to take something else that the universe is offering me. तो उस चीज़ में मैंने फेथ रखा. और पेरेंट्स की बात आती है तो आई हैव हैड stages of convincing my parents. The first stage was the lie stage, when I lied to them.
True.
Yeah, so like to make things happen for me, I come from a very conservative background. I made sure that I was safe. I made sure that I was telling them where I am, but I lied to them about the reason why I'm there. But the moment I was sure of what I'm doing, I also told them everything in truth. So I'm not like recommending anyone to lie, but I'm
Yes.
saying that sometimes when you really want to make things happen for you, you have to make it happen. Just you have to ensure कि आपके अंदर का सच आपको पता है कि क्या है. Second was when they did not agree to what I'm doing and we had constant fights. We would not talk to each other for days. Like when I was in Bir Himachal, they would not talk to me for a very long time. And even though right now I have a company, everything is really good, I still have that kind of relationship with my parents where they did not agree to what I'm doing. But अभी वो जो stage है वो मेरा favorite stage है.
What's that stage?
That is, I do not fight. I don't fight. I just live. Or it's really nice because when they tell me things, I listen to them. I make them feel heard. And eventually, when I do my things, they can't take my decisions. So I make them feel heard and I do my thing. And eventually, बिना लड़े ही वो मैं जंग जीत जाती हूँ.
Wow, I you cracked it. I mean, that's how you really do a startup also,
Yeah.
right? Because obviously everyone says no to it क्योंकि बहुत uncertain होता है and there are genuine concerns. Like, firstly, when you must have started, it all would have felt like, "Hey, why aren't they seeing what I am seeing, right?" But then when you grow old, you realize कि ठीक है, अगर सब कुछ ठीक ही हो जाता ना जिंदगी में, I wouldn't have come all this far. So, I mean, yeah, obviously, you have to
Yeah.
you have to go through this to know what you deserve really, or how much you will grow overall.
Yeah.
Because as you said, I win without fighting. That's
इट्स
amazing.
जस्ट होता है ना कि हमको सिर्फ विश्वास रखना है अपने काम में. वी हैव टू रियलाइज दैट नोबडी कैन टेक आवर ओन डिसीजंस. हमारे डिसीजंस कोई नहीं ले सकता है. हम अपना काम करते जाएंगे. इवेंचुअली दे विल ऑल्सो सी वॉट वी आर डूइंग एंड दे विल डेवलप दैट फेथ. बट इन दिस मोमेंट व्हेन दे आर नॉट अग्रीइंग एंड यू आर जस्ट स्टार्टिंग एंड इफ यू वांट देम टू अग्री टू व्हाट यू आर डूइंग 100%, दे कांट डू इट. क्योंकि उन्होंने एक बहुत अलग दुनिया देखी है और उसमें जो हमने सीखा है, हमारी नई दुनिया में सीखा, वो उसका नहीं था, वो नहीं समझ पाएंगे. सो आई थिंक इट्स एंड आई ऑल्सो बिलीव दिस वन थिंग that my relationship with my parents is very precious to me. I wouldn't want to waste my time fighting with them. I would want to just live with them, make memories with them, and I don't want to change their opinions about anything right now. I want to do my own efforts और उससे उनका ओपिनियन बदल जाएगा, इस बात पर मुझे भरोसा है.
Wow. That was moving, I swear. I mean, if I had a wisdom like you have when I was going through this phase of convincing my friends, family, and others, I would have lived a very easy life. You know? But very cool. Very cool. I mean, absolutely moving. A brief thanks to our sponsor SmartTrip. SmartTrip is a travel based company in Kashmir providing seamless and attractive packages all across India. They offer exclusive travel packages at extremely affordable rates for both solo and group travelers throughout India. To all you travelers out there, do check them out. Details on the screen. Use this coupon code to receive a 25% discount on your first trip with SmartTrip. Code is on the screen. Let's jump to another topics. But it was really moving. It honestly moved me, and I hope that it helps a lot of people that are going through this. Because at the end of the day, what is life like without your own people? Nothing is not worth it, right? It's nothing. But that's fine. So I want to talk about being born and brought up in Jaipur and then going about Bombay life, right? Like I experienced it living in Bombay. My other startup operates from Mumbai, and it's hard. Living in Bombay is hard. It's only easy when you have money. And when I say money, you need to have a lot of money. If you know that all the right meetings happen in the center, that is Bandraju and other places, right? So when you travel, you even if you live in the sites of Andheri, whatever, Malad, whatever, it sort of gets hard for you to reach and because of traffic. So you always tend to live nearby ताकि meetings पे time पे जाए because of everybody is very busy and they'll give you the time. You have to be on time. If you're not, they'll leave. and they are not those people who can stay for you, right? You agree, and they value time a lot, and that taught me a lot, है ना? So when you try to go there in the central part of the city, it costs us arms and legs, a lot of money to live there. How's your experience living in Bombay, and what has it done to you?
यूजुअली जो लोग होते हैं ना बॉम्बे में, वो ऐसे चालू होता है कि वो पहले गोरेगांव साइड रहते हैं, फिर वो ऐसा बांद्रा, सांता क्रूज़ टाइप आता है, फिर वो साउथ बॉम्बे जाते हैं। मैं उल्टी चली हूँ।
How?
मैं पहले साउथ बॉम्बे में रही,
Where?
ग्रैंड रोड, फॉर माय कॉलेज।
Oh, okay,
So I was
college.
staying there in a hostel, but I was staying near अंबानी जी का घर।
That's what I'm thinking. It's like, okay, wow, so you must be
Yes.
loaded with money.
नहीं
But
नहीं,
got it.
it was a very basic hostel. We did not used to get food at all, and I was paying that much amount of rent for a bed, literally. So yeah, I was staying there. Then I shifted to Santa Cruz, and now I'm staying in Goregaon.
Okay, there's this myth. I don't know if it's a joke now that people work very hard to move from Andheri to get to Bandra, and then when they work extremely hard and they're very old, then they move to places like
Yeah.
Haji Ali, Kolaba, and other sites. Take, and then they die, right? Because it gets very expensive there. But perfect. What's Bombay life like?
I live a very basic life in Bombay. For a very long time, I did not like permanently shift to Bombay. When I started Pink Experiences was because I did not find paying rent in Bombay was worth it. I would rather travel with that money. So I was trying to do that. But
Yeah.
then eventually I realized I needed my own space. And that I did not want any place except Bombay. So living in Bombay is very difficult. तो मेरी ना एक लाइन है कि बॉम्बे कभी-कभी वो 5 साल का बच्चा बन जाता है, जिसे हमारे होने या ना होने से कोई फ़र्क ही नहीं पड़ता। और कभी-कभी वही बम्बई हमारा रूठा हुआ महबूब बन जाता है, जो सिर्फ़ हमारे ही मनाने का इंतज़ार कर रहा होता है।
Oh God. Right. So true. So true.
मतलब कभी-कभी तो आपको लगेगा कि आप इस भीड़ में ना खो गए हो, आपका कोई अस्तित्व ही नहीं है यहाँ पे। एंड समटाइम्स यू फील लाइक यू आर द मेन कैरेक्टर इन योर ओन स्टोरी एंड
Right.
बॉम्बे इज़ जस्ट द बैकग्राउंड।
Sometimes I can tell you this, that for a month you would meet people wanting to get things done. Nothing, you're not getting meetings. And then suddenly it happens. Then it happens in a snap. That's the power of Bombay.
या
It happens in a snap. Because people are so busy, they don't care. कर देते हैं, चीज़ें हो जाती है जब this is where passion takes you. I think it that's where passion takes you.
या
But cool. Let's talk about your ups, the storytelling part. When we write your name on YouTube, so many storytelling videos pop up and they have views in millions all the time, right? And you face a lot of people. You have a lot of people in the audience. What is it like when you do your set and they cheer for you? Sometimes they stand for you. What is it like? And when you go on the stage, what's the feeling like?
On the stage, uh, it just feels like there are a lot of people like me who just want their stories to be told, पर उनके पास शब्द नहीं है. And thankfully, I've got the words and the platform to do it. So I feel very responsible. There was this one time when I was doing this auditorium show in Delhi, and I was very underconfident. मैं स्टेज पे जाती हूँ and there are 3 girls who just look like me, who have the same vibe like I do. They stand up and they clap for me before my performance.
Okay.
And that was so moving. That made me realize that people don't like me because I am perfect. People like me because I'm flawed. Because everybody is. There are a lot of artists who are so good कि आप उनको देखोगे तो आपको लगेगा कि यार क्या बढ़िया आर्टिस्ट है. लेकिन फिर मेरे जैसे आर्टिस्ट हैं जो इतना फ्लॉड चीज़ें बनाते हैं अपने आर्ट में कि उनको देखकर लगता है कि अरे ये तो मैं भी कर सकता हूँ. And I want to be that person. I don't want to be a perfect person that people admire. I want to be a person जिसको देखकर लोगों को लगे कि वो भी कुछ कर सकते हैं. And that is what my new project is all about, like something that I've been working on. It's called Tu Kar Legi Yaar. It is about these females who are like me, who come from conservative backgrounds, who have a lot to share, who feel a lot, and who want to basically break the idea of just fitting into a role of being a female who listens to her family, who does what she's asked to do. So I want to tell all of these girls like me कि तू कर लेगी यार.
Where can we get that? तू कर लेगी यार.
These are on my videos अभी जो मैंने सीरीज चालू की है. I am also planning to do like a India tour with तू कर लेगी यार. It might also come like a book.
Wow.
तू कर लेगी यार is an idea. The medium can be like anything, but it's something that I wish to stand by.
As you said, I don't want to be perfect. I want people to think कि मैं भी कर सकता हूँ ये या मैं भी कर सकती हूँ ये. But criticism comes in between. How do you deal with that?
Um, I used to get a lot of hate and I still do. मैं बहुत अफेक्ट भी होती थी इससे. लेकिन फिर मैंने थोड़े दिन पहले जीना तमान जी का एक पोस्ट देखा. उसमें उन्होंने कंडीशंस लिखी हुई हैं वो सारी जो आपको एज अ व्यूअर फॉलो करनी है अगर आपको उनकी कम्युनिटी का पार्ट बनना है तो.
Okay.
And that inspired me. That made me realize कि yes, I want to stand for people, but अगर मेरी खुद की mental health affect हो रही है तो मैं वो नहीं कर सकती हूँ. So now I've made this policy. Whenever I feel like a person is crossing a line, I block that person. And that feels so empowering.
But I have certain stories to share, but I don't think they're relevant. I mean they are relevant, but it wouldn't be the right thing to share here. How do obviously I am not a mainstream person, right? But I have observed a lot of things on my social, which I can't talk about. But maybe after this, we'll tell you,
Yeah.
and they'll be cool. One thing, I'm on my Spotify, and I get an ad. It says "Dear Teenage Me," और मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि ये आवाज मैंने कहाँ सुनी है? And who's it? Was it you?
Yes, it is me.
And I saw your picture there. I was like, okay. Then I messaged you saying, wow, I'm listening to this. What was that like?
It was basically, I really like the idea of this podcast called Dear Teenage Me, in which you write letters to your younger self. And I have a lot to say to that person because I really, really admire who I used to be and who I am and who I will be. But I have major respect for who I used to be. और मुझे लगता है कि इस दुनिया में मुझे सबसे ज़्यादा समझती ही वो लड़की है जो मैं हुआ करती थी. तो that letter was very special and a lot of people heard it. They
Oh,
resonated
sure.
with it.
A lot of
Yeah.
people did, I'm sure.
You were one.
Yes, I was. There was another friend of ours, Daniel.
Yeah.
He might listen to this, so I called him as well, and I said कि ये क्या चल रहा है, ये बॉम्बे के लड़के क्यों यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं? And he was very happy when I mentioned, and I told him that I'm not gonna buy this. We made a pact. We spoke on I think it was a Google Meet or something. I told him that I'm not going to buy this ये plan for this subscription for this Spotify because I want to hear your guys' these ads, and he was happy. Storytelling तो हो गई है ना. I know that a lot of people follow you. I also know that. Okay, one random question in my head. When you go up on the stage, you're facing 500 people. They're looking at you anxious. They have spent their money to come and see you. Is it scary?
It is not scary. It is just a lot of responsibility that comes with guilt on days when you can't do like really great. तो बस यही ऐसा लगता है कि आई हैव टू बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल बिकॉज दीज पीपल हैव गिवन मी देयर मनी एंड मोस्टली इट्स डिफिकल्ट टू डील विद द गिल्ट दैट कम्स आफ्टर यू थिंक कि तुमने इतना अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं किया है जितना वो लोग डिजर्व करते थे. तो आई थिंक इनिशियली जो फियर है उसको डील करने में दिक्कत नहीं होती है, लेकिन पोस्ट स्टेज जो गिल्ट आता है दैट इज माई बिगर कंसर्न.
But pressure भी तो होता है when you go up.
नहीं, मुझे नहीं
pressure.
होता. आई हैव लर्नड टू सरेंडर एज इन कि मैं कभी भी इतना ज़्यादा प्रिपेयर करके नहीं जाती हूँ बिकॉज आई फील देर आर अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट कैन हैपन ओनली ऑन स्टेज एंड आई बिलीव इन द आर्ट ऑफ सरेंडरिंग. तो हाँ, स्टेज पे मुझे लगता है कि कई चीज़ें ऐसी अपने आप होती हैं जो मेरी नहीं होती लेकिन उनके लिए होती है, और मैं सिर्फ एक ज़रिया बन जाती हूँ उन तक पहुँचाने का. तो आई फील दैट इज़ व्हाट वी नीड टू लर्न फ्रॉम रिवर्स एज़ वेल. कि कैसे नदियाँ हर उस जगह पर जाती है जहाँ पर उन्हें जगह मिलती है. दे नेवर नो वेयर दे आर गोइंग. उनका उनकी कोई मंज़िल नहीं है, उनका सिर्फ सफ़र है. एंड आई थिंक आई एम वेरी इंस्पायर्ड बाय रिवर्स. आई थिंक नेचर के एलिमेंट में रिवर्स मेरे लिए सबसे स्पेशल है. क्योंकि कैसे नदियाँ भी कभी ना हवा भी ना कभी नदियों का सीना चीर के उनके अंदर घुस नहीं सकती है. पानी इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग है कि अ, आप जिस भी आकार में उसे ढालना चाहो, किसी भी वेसल में डालना चाहो, चाहे वो एक छोटा-सा बॉटल हो या फिर एक बड़ा-सा पतीला हो, उस दोनों में आ जाएगा. लेकिन अगर उसे गुस्सा आ गया ना, तो वो पत्थर का आकार भी बदल देता है. तो आई थिंक आई एम वेरी इंस्पायर्ड बाय रिवर्स एंड लाइक देयर आर्ट ऑफ
I
सरेंडरिंग.
was once sad, and I was kind of sad about something, and I called one of my well wishers, and said things to him, and he said to me that, look, be like water. अ, अगर जब पानी कहीं पे जमा हो जाता है ना, तो वो गंदा हो जाता है, और जब पानी चलता रहता है ना, वो पत्थरों के ऊपर भी जाता है, हर कोई किसी चीज़ को ये ऊपर जाता है. तो बी लाइक वाटर, लाइक deal with your problems like that. If you would stay at one place and think about one thing, you'll get dirty, your mind will get dirty, it'll all stink. But if you'll keep flowing like water, your mind will be refreshed, everything will work out just fine for you.
Yeah.
So I resonate with that. Storytelling you do, and obvious storytelling is a fancy word for poets, right? I'm sorry to say that it's too controversial, hard to touch. I take it back, but that's fine. I feel like that, है ना? So I want to know, what's poetry like to you?
Poetry is another way to tell a story.
So it's storytelling overall.
Yes.
चलो ठीक है, what's storytelling like to you?
फॉर मी स्टोरीज आर द रीज़न आई एम अलाइव. अगर मैं किसी भी तरीके से अपना कुछ भी निशान छोड़ के जा सकती हूँ, इट वुड बी माई स्टोरीज. और मुझे लगता है कि स्टोरीज हैव द पावर ऑफ इम्पैक्टिंग द वर्ल्ड. एज इन व्हेन आई ट्रैवल द वर्ल्ड आई रियलाइज कि जो इतने सारे टेम्पल्स बने हुए हैं, जो इतनी सारी जगहें हैं, मॉन्यूमेंट्स हैं, घर हैं लोगों के, जिस तरीके से वो रहते हैं, कल्चर, दीज आर ऑल स्टोरीज. Nobody
Course.
knows when these things existed. They just believe in these stories.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there is so much to talk about. I mean, if we look at the travel side of your life, you've spent your nights on Himachal's hilly mountains eating Maggie, right? Which you always talk about, that why should people come to Pink experiences, because I am the best cook. That's what you say, right? I know,
Yes.
I know. I follow you. I follow you, and we sort of know कि क्यों आना चाहिए वहाँ पे. So what's the experience like eating Maggie in middle of nowhere?
Uh, it feels really good, not because of the Maggie, but because of the person who's making it. Maggie is something that is found everywhere in the mountains, and a lot of people उनका रोजगार है ये. तो when you order something and you ask them a lot of things, तो काफ़ी अच्छी conversation होती है आपको, like उनके world में एक sneak peek मिलता है. I think that is more special to me. और मैं मैगी नहीं बनाती हूँ, ठीक है. So पिंक एक्सपीरियंसेस में there is this one dinner that I cook in which there is everything that I like, a part of my Sindhi cuisine because I am a Sindhi.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And a part of Rajasthani cuisine because I'm from Rajasthan, and a local dish because we are in that place. So it's a combination.
Do you know? I don't know how to say this, but Sindhis have a different accent as well.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Of course.
Will you say something to us?
मेरा नहीं है वो. मेरा मेरा एक्सेंट जो है वो मिक्स है. जैसे कि अब जब मैं इंदौर जाती हूँ तो मेरा इंदौरी एक्सेंट निकलने लग जाता है कि
Give us a taste of it.
वो उधर ही निकलता है. पर जैसे कि देयर इज दिस वन फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, सबीना, तो मैं उसको बहुत मजाक करती हूँ कि मेरा नाम सबीना है और ये मेरा बेग है. तो मतलब दे हैव कि अभी जैसे OMG 2 में ऑल्सो देयर वाज दिस accent which said कि अभी मैं कुछ बोलूँगा तो बोलेगा बोल रहा है, ऐसा क्या बोल रहा है, नहीं बोल रहा है. So I love picking up these small things, and now I think because of travel I don't have my accent. I have a lot of
Mixture.
accents का mixture. I want everything about me to tell people कि मैंने कितना travel किया है. I want to be known because of my stories.
Wow. Well, let's leave it that. Let's leave. I think this is the best thing to leave it at. Maybe some other day we do more. We talk
Yeah.
about more. I'll see you in Bombay and we'll talk there as well a bit more. I thank you for coming here. It is, I know you have a flight to catch in like next 30 minutes. I know. So we'll do that. Uh, Thanks for coming. What
Thank
was
you
your
so
experience
much.
like?
Thank you for having me. It was a wonderful time.
Same,
Please like
same,
Maria.
same. We got you Uttapam.
Uttapam.
Uttapam. So I hope
Yeah.
you enjoyed it.
Fahim, you should take classes.
Exactly. I
मैं
know.
देती हूँ डिस्काउंट अवेलेबल. Discount available.
Perfect. Deal. Thanks for coming.
Thank
Talk
you.
to you soon. Bye.